leaving the first floor, the staircase provides access to the second and third floors of the home. As you travel the staircase, you will notice that it turns to the left, but at some point after the mid-19th century, the staircase was moved. Originally, it was on the opposite window wall and turned to the right as you climbed the stairs. The second level opens into a large landing. From this location, you can access each section of the second floor. The landing has 3 large windows, and from here you can view what was once the backyard of the Ogle family. In the 18th and 19th century, you would have seen a series of work buildings that supported the family living in the mansion. The landing also provides a bird's eye view of what was once a mile-long allée or row of tulip poplar trees originally planted by Colonel Benjamin Tasker Jr. during his residence at Belair from 1752 to 1760. Nestled in the corner of the landing is a large mahogany veneered linen press. Closets were unusual in 18th century homes. Instead, household linen and clothing were stored in furniture such as trunks, chests of drawers, and linen presses. Such large pieces of furniture were commonly found in bedrooms and hallways alike. This space has gone by several names over the years, but today the room is furnished as it appeared in a 1957 Washington Star newspaper article advertising the Woodward's estate sale. Inside the door is the photograph from the Washington Star newspaper. In that photograph, the room featured a 4-post bed dressed with chintz reproduction bed hangings and window curtains. The room is decorated to reflect the Colonial Revival interior design style preferred by the Woodward family. A unique item is the English marble sink and vanity located along the wall. It represents one of several originally installed in various bedrooms by James T. Woodward when he purchased the estate in 1898. None of the 4 full bathrooms were privately accessible to guests. This central hall is a reminder of the Woodward passion for thoroughbred racing. In the 1740s and 1750s, Samuel Ogle and Benjamin Tasker Jr. brought thoroughbreds such as Spark, Queen Mab, and Selima to Maryland for the purpose of breeding thoroughbred racehorses, creating the cradle of thoroughbred racing right here at Belair. The Woodward family continued that legacy as breeders and owners of a great number of famous racers, including 2 Triple Crown winners, Gallant Fox in 1930 and Omaha in 1935, who were father and son, and in 1955 another famous Woodward horse, Nashua, was voted Horse of the Year and won what was hailed as the race of the century against a thoroughbred named Swaps. The double doors separating the second floor stair landing from Woodward Hall feature horse head silhouette cutouts. They were likely installed by William Woodward Sr. in the 1920s. The Woodwards installed locker-type cupboards to hold riding gear and other objects for leisure time. Visitors to Belair enjoyed fox hunting, skeet shooting, steeplechasing, cards, and lawn games such as croquet or bowling on the outdoor lanes installed in the Belair Gardens, where this bowling pin was found. Paintings in the room include a number of famous Woodward thoroughbreds that campaigned in America and Great Britain. These paintings are on loan from the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame in Saratoga Springs, New York. The round mahogany game table, which dates from the 1920s, belonged to the Woodwards. Though sold at the 1957 auction, it was returned to the mansion as a gift from its purchaser. The yellow bedroom was one of the more important bedchambers because it faced the south side of the house and looks out over the terrace gardens. The 1963 probate inventory of Benjamin Tasker's goods indicates the presence of a feather bed and furniture. A chair covered in yellow marine, the yellow covered furniture is what gave the room its name. A portrait of Colonel Benjamin Tasker Jr. hangs over the dressing table. Tasker assisted his father Benjamin Sr. in the construction of Belair for Governor Samuel Ogle and his wife Anne Tasker Ogle while they were in London in the 1740s. After the death of Samuel Ogle in 1752, Colonel Tasker held Belair for 8 years. Samuel Ogle's son, Benjamin Ogle I, was too young to inherit the estate. Colonel Tasker made numerous improvements, including a magnificent lane of tulip poplars north of the house, a milk house, stables, barns, a deer park, pasture land, and vineyard. Additionally, he installed a lead downspout system, part of which survives on the west end of the house. His initials BT and the date 1757 are still visible in raised letters on a downspout. Colonel Tasker died in 1760. Belair ultimately reverted to Benjamin Ogle I in the mid-1770s. The porcelain figurines over the fireplace represent a type often used in mantel decorations in the 1700s. In the south corner is a Federal period washstand. 18th century hygiene did not meet modern standards. Immersion of one's entire body in water on a regular basis was considered unhealthy. Small washstands such as this accommodated a daily sponge bath. The largest room on the second floor was also the last to be inhabited by an Ogle descendant. Rosalie Caroline Ogle was the youngest of Benjamin II and Anne Maria Ogle's 14 children. Unmarried, her parents' wills stipulated that she be able to claim, furnish, and live in one of Belair's rooms for as long as she lived. Rosalie chose this, the largest bedroom. The objects in this room reflect the time she spent in this space, probably from the mid-1850s until 1871, when the family was forced to sell the plantation to their cousins. Rosalie was allowed to remain in the house, living alongside her cousin's agent. She found the arrangement and the people disagreeable and moved in with her brother in Baltimore in less than a year. Rosalie's room contains the largest number of original Ogle family Belair furnishings. The majority are found from the second quarter in the 19th century and were made in Baltimore, Maryland. Between the windows is an Ogle family bedstead. The City of Bowie Museums purchased this massive piece of furniture from the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of Maryland Governor Benjamin Ogle I. The bed holds a reproduction applique quilt stitched for us by the Southern Comforters Quilt Guild and members of the public. The quilt represents 4 years of research, design, and stitching. Volunteers expended over 2,000 hours in the creation of a beautiful reproduction. The magnificent walnut wardrobe is an Ogle family piece, consisting of 9 separate sections. It is solid mahogany covered with mahogany veneer. When discovered at an Eastern Shore antiques dealer's shop, it contained a small box of 19th century documents relating it to Belair and the Ogle family. In the first quarter of the 19th century, Benjamin Ogle II undertook an extensive renovation of Belair to accommodate his growing family and update his outmoded home. He and his wife, Anna Maria Cook Ogle, would eventually raise 14 children within these walls. This room was created by sectioning out a modest but comfortable space from the large second floor hallway. Without a fireplace, but with 3 southerly facing windows overlooking the garden, the room captures enough light, warmth, and air to be useful and comfortable nearly year-round. Central, small rooms were often used by ladies in the Chesapeake region to entertain, read, or sew. Sewing was an essential life skill in the 18th and 19th centuries. Young women were taught at home or in academies beginning at the age of 5 or 6. Sewing tools and projects were often stored in cloth bags, plain boxes, or more fashionable furniture pieces such as this sewing table. The Ogle family, like many of their contemporaries and today's parents, possibly encouraged their daughters to learn to play an instrument. The musical instrument is a pianoforte built in 1784. While no musical instruments are contained in 18th century Belair inventories, records exist of their purchase by various family members. Towards the end of the 18th century, ladies often added a hot water urn to their tea table. Also referred to as a tea kitchen, the spherical chamber held hot water for brewing and diluting intentionally strong tea. An iron core was heated in the fire and then placed in a fitted sleeve that extended into the center of the reservoir, releasing its heat. From the mid-1700s through the early 1800s, Belair sheltered many children. Most, likely, began their lives in this room and the adjacent bathroom, which formed one open nursery chamber, as it was noted in Colonel Benjamin Tasker Jr.'s 1763 probate inventory. It remained one large room until James T. Woodward, eager for modern facilities, bisected it into the full bathroom and small bedroom. Nursing children typically slept in cradles or cribs. During the day, these pieces of furniture were moved about as needed, but at night they were placed close to their nursemaids' or mothers' beds. Cradles are traditionally low to the ground and almost universally feature rockers. Cribs, by contrast, were often raised to the height of a bedstead for ease of access when the children needed to be changed or fed. Both the cradle and crib feature rockers, allowing the furniture to gently tilt back and forth in a soothing motion. The ceiling contains a view panel, which shows hand-hewn beams used to construct the house. James T. Woodward likely installed Belair's first indoor bathrooms, including this one, soon after he purchased the house in 1898. At that time, he installed an imported gray marble counter with an enameled porcelain sink similar to the washstand found in the field room. William Woodward Sr. later updated the bathroom in the 1920s or 1930s, installing a low tank toilet, smaller pedestal sink, and proudly hung framed prints of Belair stud thoroughbreds, including one of Gallant Fox, on the walls. The attic was originally an unfurnished open space from the time of Belair's original construction in the 1740s until James T. Woodward purchased the house in 1898. Soon after, he began to restore the interior and exterior of the home. Woodward altered the roof line and finished the attic by installing floors and separating the space into 4 servants' rooms and a shared bathroom along a narrow corridor. The 1954 Belair Estate assessment taken after Woodward Sr.'s death lists 4 maids' rooms, each outfitted with a painted metal bed, painted bureau, washstand, table, chair, gooseneck lamp, and rug.